Hello everyone, I am here with another video, and in this video we will see how can we enable or disable the ping feature or echo feature in a domain organization. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to say here is, as you can see, my domain controller is here, and let me connect to this server as well, and I will try to show you what I want to convey here. So if you're already familiar, then you can just skip this part and you can go to the other part. So let me open this command prompt, and PowerShell or command prompt, anything is fine. And if I try to ping, okay, I'll hit ping and I will ping my SQL VM1. Okay, so I'll give SQL VM1. Okay, so this is kind of ping, it is trying to reach that particular server to check whether connectivity is there or not. Okay, just you have to understand this in simple. Okay, now in some of the case, you will not be able to ping. In my case, as you can see, I'm able to ping, and I will show you within a minute by disabling the feature as well, that how you have to enable or disable it. In my case it is enabled now, so I'm trying to explain. If you get response from the destination server, then that means the ping is working fine. But in most of the cases in organization, it will be disabled. It will be disabled for the VM part itself. Okay, like the domain, in my case, as you can see, I have given one group policy, so that the ping or ICMP should be enabled, the echo request should be enabled. That is the reason when I'm pinging from one VM to other SQL VM, it is working. Okay, so in most of the cases, organization will disable this, and suppose if they have not disabled, you can manually do it for your VM as well. Okay, so in this video I'll show you how to do that. Okay, first let me go to my domain controller. Probably if you are watching this video, I'm hoping that you will not be having access to the domain controller, and if you do have, then you can easily do it. Okay, so just let me disable this first. So I will select disable rule. Once I disable this, so what I will do is, once after disabling, as you can see, this is my domain controller, and once I change any kind of policy here, it will get applied to all the VMs which is domain joined. Okay, so when I go to SQL VM, okay, SQL VM, let me come here. Okay, I'll go back to the SQL BI1, and when I try to ping now, okay, it will work. Okay, let me show you. Let's try that it will work or not. Okay, it is working. So the reason why it is working is, even it has certain data in the backend, like cache or DNS and all. So what we'll do, we'll hit one command, gp update slash policy. Okay, sorry, gp update slash force. So what it does is, the recent changes which we made on the domain controller regarding this TCP, sorry, the file and printer sharing, ICMP, so it will take effect immediately. Okay, so I'll hit enter. Once I hit enter, as you can see, the policy will be applied here. So as you can see, the policy is being applied. So sorry, there was some glitch, so I just restarted the PowerShell. And once the GP policy is being applied, now when I try to ping this SQL VM, it is not going to work. I will show you. Okay, so I'll hit ping, and I will put the VM name SQL VM1. Okay, SQL VM1. Okay, so I'm pinging from SQL BI1 to SQL VM1, and I will hit enter. And now you can see that I'm not able to ping. Okay, so this is how, most of the organization, if ping is disabled, you can't connect to the SQL VM. It's saying that I don't know who is this particular SQL VM, and it is trying to connect to .local, but my SQL VM1 is in under KTT domain, as you can see here. So this is how, you have to check whether your TCP IP ping, or we have here that so-called ICMP is disabled or not. Okay, ICMP. So in my case, I show you, but as you can see that I have enabled this through GP policies. But if you want to do it, same process you can follow for individual VM. Okay, like you have right SQL VM. Suppose if you are in SQL BI1, and here as you can see it is disabled, so you can do GP edit. So okay, once you open the GP edit, the same thing which I am going to do in couple of minutes, the same thing you can do it locally into your machine to enable the echo. Okay, but as I told, if there is some kind of GP policies applied from organization level or KTT, in my case as you can see domain controller level, then no matter what changes you make to your this machine, it is not going to take effect. Okay, you can just hit a try. Okay, I'm just explaining you that how this works. So let me go to my domain controller, and what you have to do is I'll show you that as well. So first you have to do is just your domain controller, if you want to enable ping, echo or ICMP for your domain joined machines or overall organization. So what you have to do is here you have to search for gpedit, similar to that one. As you can see here we have similar kind of thing here as well. Okay, but this is locally. So suppose if you want to do it for domain controller, so in domain controller we'll be having group policy management. Okay, you have to open this, and once you open there, this is the interface which you see. And as you can see, default domain policy has been configured on my, so this will be by default. Okay, when you create a domain it will create automatically. And if you want to edit this policy, you can do from here as well. Or what you can do is you can just expand on create one new one. Okay, just to enable for TCP IP, and if you don't want to have certain confusion, if you want to just hit new and try to give a policy, like I want to enable ping GP policy, I'll give them a name, and once you hit that, similar kind of name will come and you have to edit that. Okay, but in my case I want to edit my default domain policy itself, so I'll just select this and I will click on edit. And as you can see, the same interface has come here now I will expand this and I will show you where to go to enable the ping or echo feature. Okay, so from here you have under computer configuration, expand policies. Under policies we have Windows setting. Under Windows setting you can see security settings. Under security, if you just expand from this, the drop down, you will see Windows Defender firewall with advanced security. Okay, you have to just expand this as well. And as you can see, the Windows Defender firewall with advanced security feature is here. And once you double click on this, or you can just also expand here, we have two different options. One is our inbound and other one is our outbound. Okay, so to enable or disable using GP policy, you have to add both from here. Okay, outbound rule and inbound rule, so that your TCP ping should work. Okay, so what you have to do is first you have to go to inbound rule. In my case, as you can see, I have certain ports here, so that is the reason. In your case, if you are opening for the first time, it will be blank. And also it might probably, if you are doing for your local machine, you will be having multiple inbound rules, so don't worry about that. You can just double click or hit new rule, right click and hit new rule. And once you hit new rule, you have to select the predefined one to enable TCP ping. Okay, so here you have to select the file and printer sharing option. Okay, once you select file and printer sharing option, click on next. And then if you want to select everything, you can just select it if you are doing for lab purposes. But for TCP IP, the main thing which you should enable is this ICMP v4 IN. Okay, so this, as you can see, already it is existed, but so that is the reason it is not checked here. But probably you can select everything, or you can select only choose this one. Okay, so once you select that, hit next, allow the connection and hit finish. Okay, once you hit finish, you will get this kind of port here. Okay, so by default, once you finish, it will be in enable rule state. Just to show you, I disable this, and as you can see, this is similar to that. Now this is enabled. Now same thing you have to do for outbound rule as well. Okay, so hit new rule, similar to that, what we did in the previous step. Then we have to select file, printer sharing, then hit next, and then select the option. In my case it is already there, that is the reason it is not checked, and hit next. And then allow the connection, you have to select on this tab and hit finish. Okay, once this is done, now we are good to go. Our both inbound and outbound GP policy is applied, and it will be applied to overall domain domain computers. Okay, so in my case, as you can see, all these four domain computers are there. These are a domain joined computers, so all these four, once I restart the server, start the server, it will automatically get applied. Okay, now we'll come back to SQL BI1 and we'll try to ping. but you can see the ping will not work because just now we have updated the GP policy. That is the reason it is not working. Okay, so now what I have to do, so as I told, we have to update the GP policy forcefully. So I'll do as you're aware with the previous command already, we have your GP update slash force. So I'll just hit that command again so that our GP latest GP policy should get applied. Once we hit GP update has flow slash force, it will apply the latest policy which is coming from domain controller, and then we will be able to ping our machine here. So I'll show you that. So apply it. Now we'll ping the VM, and you can see the pinging has started working. So this is how you have to enable ping or echo in worldwide, like in a VM, or if you want to do it using group policy from domain controller. Okay, very similar. I hope you are familiar and you got the idea how this ping or how to enable this particular thing using GP policy. And if you have any doubt or concern, please feel free to comment down below, or you can just visit our site as well. I have created a document as well how this works and what are the steps to be followed. Okay, so that's it for today's video, and if you have any feedback, please feel to reach out to me over social media or LinkedIn. Okay, so we'll see you guys in next upcoming videos.